Welcome to the second session. In this session, we shall be learning about foreign key. We shall also be learning about all the joins. And without any ado, let's start. So, from in the last session, what we learned was in the last session, what we learned was we created a table and we created a database. We understood what is database. We understood what is primary key, and we understood a little bit of sorting, and viewing. So let's see. Let's check whether we have what we have from our last session or not. So currently we have this table. And we shall to learn about foreign key. What we will need is we'll need to create a second table. Let's create a table. So let's create the table results. Let's name it. Let's have some columns. Let's have the first column as result ID. And this can be the primary key in this table. Let's have it as auto increment. Then we can have another column with student ID. Of course, this will be of a foreign key. And of course, the student ID in this table will match the student ID in the table of students. So let's move on to creating another column. Let's have a column named as GPA. The data type over here will be decimal and the size will be. Then we'll specify it that we need the foreign key, and the foreign key needs to be student ID from the student state. Let's the foreign key, and foreign key will be student ID. Okay, for int was the same. Okay, foreign key student ID and the reference. And the references will be students. The students table and the student ID from students table will be the reference for our foreign key. Let's see. So we'll run this. So I was missing a bracket over here. So we'll run this now. Okay, so now we have created a table. Of course, what we'll be doing is we will be inserting values in the student ID result ID table. Let's put some values. Report. So the table name is results. So even though it's not case sensitive, I'll be writing it like this. So insert into results. Let's insert what do we want. We want only to be only the rows which the columns which you want to be which you want to be affected by this will be student ID and SGP. The values will be so be look at it very carefully. I will be intentionally leaving one of the values out. Okay, so that it doesn't matches the value of the student's table properly. Let's understand it with the help of an example. So instead of 3, I will be writing 4. I'll directly move on to fourth student ID, and we'll use this. We'll use joins to fill the missing information later on. Let's run this. Okay, so values have been put in. So we'll understand what inner join is. First of all, let's look at this. Let's look at what we have. So this is our results. So this is what we have in our results table, and let me show you what we have in our student table. So in our students table, look at this very carefully. We'll see what we have in our students table. This is something what we have in our students table. So as you can see, both of them have the common table, which is student ID. Okay, so student ID is a primary key in this table, but in another table, in the results table, it is a foreign key. Let's try in with the help of these two things, we can look at it very carefully and see that how inner join works. Let's look at this. Let's understand it very, very carefully. So inner join, what it does is it will only return records where there is a match in both tables. Understand that it will only result records where there is a match in both the tables. So basically, if the student doesn't have an SGPA or an SGPA doesn't have a student, okay, they don't appear here. It is strictly for matching pairs. Let's look at this. Let's run this. Select. So I will be taking this from students. and re- from results. So from students, I will be taking all the things that I want to be displayed over here. So from results, I will want SGPA over here, and table will be from students. Okay, now this query and this syntax is very important. Inner join results on now students dot. Now I'll tell it what is the common column. So I students, the common column will be students from student ID from the table students, and student ID will be common in both of them. So is equal to result dot student ID. I believe you will be like you need to be very careful and look at the table. Let's see what we see and what we don't see in the result. So see only the students who have common thing, like basically I'll run these three things again. So this was the results table. Okay, so in result table I have the student ID 1, 2 and 4. Okay, and I have the SGPA. And in students I have all, basically I have 1, 2, 3 and 4. I have all these people. So when I was joining, inner joining, what inner join did was, inner join, I told inner join, okay, I want the student ID to be matched. And inner join, what it did was, it it automatically, what it did was, it went through both the tables and it saw, okay, which were the student ID that were common in both of them, both the tables. And the student common students with common student IDs, the result was shown only for them. All right. So what it did was, it ignored the third student, which was Rahul. So I can add another thing also. If I want something else to be displayed over here, I can also add student dots. I can also add student ID. So that it is easier. So now student ID is also visible. So hence the third student ID, which was not common between these two, was omitted. Okay, so inner join will only show the common elements. Let's move on to the next join, which is the left join. Okay, so this returns all the records from the left table. In this, like I can take any table on the left, but right now the students will be the left table. So I'll show it to you. All the records from left table will be shown. Okay, even if there are no matches on the right table, which will be results in my case. So all the records from left table will be shown over here. Let's see how it is done. Select statement will be there. Select query. Let's put this also so that it becomes easier for you to understand. So remember, everything which will be mentioned over here from students, everything will be shown in left join, right? Everything from the table students will be shown. Which will be the syntax is left join results on now remember, left join results on students dot student id is equal to, so remember, everything on the left, that means everything on this part will be shown. Okay, like of course that means all the columns will be shown, like all these columns which were selected, all these will be shown, on all the information of these columns will be shown. Okay, so left join means that. But what will happen to Amit? Because Amit has no SGPA, right? So let's see what happens. So Amit's SGPA, like Rahul's SGPA will be null because as Rahul doesn't have any record of SGPA over here. This is on the this is how the left join works. So left join, basically what it does is it will prioritize the primary list. It will say that it will basically tell, you're basically telling SQL that give me every student, even if they have a grade, show it, and if not, then just leave it. Like basically, still I want all the information. That is what the left join tells you. And then the opposite of this is right join. Right join will do the same thing, but in that, all the records of the right table will be shown, even if there is no matching student. So let's do the right join. Even though it's like almost similar to left join, because there are no values in our second table which are missing in the first table. So it will basically show um, inner join like result, but understand this is actually right join happening. Okay, let's look at it. Now same syntax will be there. Right join results on students. Now remember, everything in the previous, like over here, this part was in the previous part, this part, like from this table, from this table, from the table of students, this which was on the left hand side, whatever was mentioned, whatever was asked from the student table was mentioned. Over here it will be opposite. Students dot student id is equal to results dot right join. Okay, wait. Perfect. Let's run it. So everything on the right hand side was basically given more importance. Also, you must understand left join and right join pretty much mean the same thing, but just the directions are changed. If you practice a little bit more and you play with it, you'll understand how it is working, right? So I'll be explaining now what basically is a cross join with the help of a proper diagram. So as I said, it is almost like a grid. So basically, if there are three students, let's say Rahul, Priya, and Yamini, and here are their SGPAs. Like let's say Rahul has 7.1. Let's assume this. Rahul has 7.1. Priya has 2. Yeah, like 7.2. And Yamini has 8.1. Let's assume that these are their SGPAs. So when I will be doing cross joins, what will happen is it will basically give me a uh, it will basically match every single row from the first table, like from this table to every single uh, row from the second table. So every single row from the first table will match with every single row from the second table. So Rahul will be shown with all three of these SGPAs, and then Priya will be shown with all the three SGPAs, and then again Yamini will be shown with all the three SGPAs. So this is basically what cross join is. I hope that this is very much clear. Now let's get back to our workbench. We'll understand cross join. So cross join, what will it will do is this will match every single row from the first table with every single row from the second table, and it will give you the result. So it's very pretty easy to write it. So you don't have to tell what select students dot fast name. So I don't have to mention like understand in this sentence I'll not be writing the common mm, primary key or foreign key in cross join. From students, I'll directly mention cross join results. That's a little scary now. So see, all the Rahuls all have been matched multiple times. All the Yamini have been matched multiple times. So all of these things will be what is basically happening is every single row from the first table with every single row in the second table. Understood? So Rahul, every time there was a student ID in the second table, every time Rahul was mentioned, it was over here. Okay, and okay, let me just remove one information so that it is easier. You can say like it is working like a grid basically. This cross join thing. So this is the result. Let's understand it better how it is basically working. So Rahul is student ID 1 and his uh like we understand that Rahul is coming once, and there are four names over here, and results has three outputs, right? See, results have has three outputs. So when I do cross join, what is happening is Rahul is being matched with each and every SGPA. Yamini is being matched with each and every SGPA. And then Rahul again is being matched with each and every SGPA. And then again Priya is being matched. A different Rahul is being matched in each and every SGPA. And then again it is happening again with Priya. So it's almost like a great thing. Okay. So lastly, let's move on to uh, full join. So standard MySQL will not basically does not support full join. So what we can do is you can use union over here to give a full join result. Let's see how it is done. Select students dot first name comma results dot SCPA from students. So we will use a combination of left and right join using union. So now what I'll be doing, I'll be making a union of this with what? With with the right join. Right join results on students. Same thing like what we learned above. We'll be doing same thing, but we are using union over here. Union of the two things. We'll cut this so that it's students. What? So basically, this is a workaround in MySQL. Uh, so this is a full join. Full join in MySQL is made from a union of left join and right join. Okay, it is giving a complete picture of the result.